Hello, good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxtear, on the show this afternoon. It's my mucker, Albert. How are we doing, Albert?
I'm doing absolutely fine, mate. How are you doing?
Good, mate. Good. I believe you've got today's teams for us, mate.
I certainly have. Today's team is McGregor, Tavernier, King, Davis, Redmond, Sands, Lundstrom, Tillman, Kent, Cholak, Sakala.
Okay, a lot of people wanted Sakala to come in, swap Morelos for Cholak and keep Sands in there. So, well, I mean, we've not got a lot of options, but we've done what we've done, and obviously I see Sands or Lundstrom sitting with the three in front of him, or Sands sitting with Lundstrom also joining in what you wanted, Albert. But before that, we'll get the substitutes are McLaughlin, Davis, Matondo, Morelos, Wright, McCann, Barisic, Arfield, and Devine.
I'm sure what's that, mate?
So a lot of people have got what they asked for in the team, yeah? Red Van Stein in, Fashion coming in, Kolak coming back for Alfie, I get all that. Well, maybe now we go get the personnel to replace Kent and Snow, and they wanted the midfield to be different. Obviously, Blue Star last night, he's got 1 out of 3, and I get where he was coming for it. He wasn't predicting that. I think he was hoping there wasn't going to be that midfield. He's got his wish, mate.
I mean, give Van Bronckhorst his due, you know? I mean, he's changed it, and it's basically the team for the Napoli game. I'm be honest with you, I'm quite happy with the team. I put it this way, if all the players play well today, you win this game quite comfortable. I know some kid was there on here. No, and I've got to start playing well sometime, so it may as well be the day. That's the way I'm looking at it. But I hope it's Lundstrom that kicks forward and Sands does the sitting, because it's time he started driving the team up the park, Lundstrom. That's what I want to see today. You get involved now. Don't start sitting back here and open the ball left and right on it, or they get up that part and start influencing the game.
And we've got a wee bit of physicality in there with Sands and Lundstrom now, yeah?
Yep, absolutely, mate, absolutely. I'm not saying overexcited, but I'm quite looking forward to that. No, I mean, I'm quite looking forward to seeing the Scottish game. Seen it against Napoli, but you're talking about quality, real quality there. But the Scottish game that we're talking about, now we're back to the quality that we can handle. So let's see how they do. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Bread and butter, as you say, bread and butter. I wrote Jaffer's team as soon as McGregor was mentioned. I ripped it up. When you get one wrong, you get one wrong, mate, yeah?
I've just divine. I don't know stuff. Can't think of it.
The Aberdeen team is Roos, McCrory, McKenzie, Scale, Stewart, Barron, Milke, Duke, Ramadani, Clarkson, and Richardson. Don't mean a lot to me, but well, that's their team. All right, listen, mate, we get the phone lines opened.
Let's get into it, mate. Let's get into it.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
People just join us late, Albert. Give us a team.
Team is McGregor, Tavernier, King, Davis, Redmond, Sands, Lundstrom, Tillman, Kent, Cholak, and Sakala.
All right. Would you see it 4-2-3-1?
I'm hoping it's 4-1-4-1.
Right, I get that. I'll be happy.
I really want to push them. I want to fill that mid. Who was it saying last night? If we don't do it, I think it was Jaffa. If we don't do it in the midfield, they're just going to overrun us. It might even be Blue Star. It says that they're going to have about 5 in that midfield to try and swamp us. So today's the day that Lundstrom needs to come to the party, and I'm not saying it's his fault why we're playing all these games, but he really needs to step up. This nonsense that he's doing, sitting back here hiding, he needs to chuck that. He needs to tell Van Bronckhorst, I want up that part. I want involved in these games. I'm too far back. I'm too deep here, and I'm not getting any options when I'm looking up the park. So if there's no option up the park, I need to be the option. I need to get up there and influence this game. So that's what I'm looking for, basically.
Makes sense, mate. Makes sense. You know what I'm looking for is a performance in goals, mate. I think some of our problem is we've not scored goals at the right time. Yeah, and Cholak's done a great job for us, mate. But let's be honest, you can't do it all by yourself, so other people have to come in with goals. No, I'm worried if we win 3-0 and Cholak scores a hat trick, mate, but I think you've got to be fair to the boy. He can't do it all himself.
You're right, mate. You're right. It's always been my problem at goals. It's always been my problem. But it needs to start getting solved now. We really need to start scoring goals. We all need to start scoring goals. I'm the same as you. I don't mind if Big Cholak scores every goal we score for the rest of the season as long as we win the league. It doesn't bother me that way. But you've got to get realistic. The big boy is going to stop scoring eventually, or he's not going to be as prolific eventually. Hope not. But if you know the history of football, it goes that way, doesn't it? But the boy's done well. He's done really, really well. So we need to give him a hand. Let's start. Let's Kent, Sakala, Lundstrom, even Sands. Let's all start scoring goals. Christ's sake, give the boy a hand.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking to have seen Ridvan again today, mate. I think he showed enough.
Oh, he definitely showed enough, mate. As you said, you kept going on about his touch the other night there, and you're right. I mean, the boy's shown he's got the quality. I said he was a wee bit lacking in height, but I know a lot of people don't agree with that. The only reason I'm saying it is he might get exploited at set pieces, but as long as he's not picking somebody up at set pieces, or he's only in the set piece to be a blocker, stop runners, I'm fine, or he's on the post or something like that, he's fine. But don't start asking the guy to pick. I mean, I know what's going to happen. He's going to storm me a 6'4" centre half, and he's been asked to pick him up. You know what I mean? But for ability-wise, definitely, the boy's got it. And for his touch, is superb. So I totally think the boy's ready. I think the boy thinks he's ready himself. I think he's wondering why he never got in the team sooner. So we'll see the day, because the day will be a good test for him. I think that boy's going to enjoy this today. I think Sands is going to enjoy it as well. If they start any rough stuff, I think the two of them will get tore into it. I really do. So let's see what we've got. This is the future anyway, Ox. This is our team going forward, you know what I mean? With some additions and some injury players coming back. So let's see what we've got here. Let's see what the future holds, as it were.
Yes, we'll see what it takes us. We'll see what Sands can do. What's important for me is Lundstrom consistently this season, silly bookings, pulling people back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the domestic game, mate. With Gerrard, the players tried not to get booked. I don't know how he done it, but bookings were superb. You can't put yourself under pressure, then you can't make tackles. That's how you've got to make substitutions for me in modern football, mate. You can't take the chance of people getting two bookings, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. To me, I know I might be way off the mark with this one, but I thought he went after that booking on Wednesday. I thought he tried to get booked on Wednesday. I might be wrong. I might be way off the mark with that one. I hope I'm way off the mark with it, but I looked at him, like, you pulled the guy back once, you pulled him back twice, and then you held on to him for a third time. If you let him go after the first or second time, I don't think he takes a booking. But he seemed to hold on and going, I'm going to take the booking, so I'm just going to keep holding on to him. I'm going, well, you want out the team for Wednesday, you're not wanting the game against Ajax. Is that what it's all about?
Maybe a clean slate next season, but aye. They're all silly bookings, mate, and anyway. Well, it's not a criticism, it's an observation of them. I've watched it.
Mm-hmm. Aye, definitely, mate. So watch yourself today and influence the game by putting the ball in the net or creating chances. Don't influence the game with, say, picking up silly bookings and throwing yourself into challenges that you can't win. I mean, a lot of that was happening as well. To try and make it, Barisic is a bit bad for that. To try and make himself look if he's trying to get involved in a game, he throws himself into a challenge he's never ever going to win. Well, the Liverpool one springs to mind, that second goal. If he doesn't throw himself into that silly challenge that he's never ever going to win, they don't score that second goal. So there's that sort of thing. I like players to influence the games the right way, and the right way is to get involved in the build-up play, create chances and take chances. That's the right way. Let's do that. Let's play proper football, as it were. But I think we're capable. I definitely think we're capable, and I'm quite happy with this team to say that he's made the changes. Some of it forced, some of it I hope that he was going to make the changes anyway through ability and through an eye of the future and drive this team in the future. I mean, the rest of the season. I don't mean next year future. I mean the future now, the rest of the season. I've no wrote this season off.
No chance. We should never put the white flag up, mate. Never.
No, never. No.
And we win the day, and whether you like it or no, we go 1 point behind, and they've got to play tomorrow. You take it as it comes, mate, but we've got to win the day.
Absolutely.
Give us a phone in 0141 356 1972. Phone up and give your opinion on the team. Was it the team you'd have picked? You see it slightly different. It's given me a wee bit of optimism that he's made changes. I don't say you pick your team through being popular, but it was the changes that a lot of people wanted to see. Well,
he's trying something different. Put it that way, mate. Rather than as Blue Star was expecting, the old guard back out again, the same as last week, the same team as last week. Well, it's no. He's trying something different. He's actually using his squad now. He's actually going like that. Telling these players, look, everybody needs to stay up for the play. So, see the team he's put out. I couldn't think anybody to add to that as fit would have made it any better. I think this is the best we've got.
People would argue Devine should have been playing rather than an unfit Tavernier. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes sense, mate. But Tavernier needs to. He says he's no fit, he's no injured, mate. He needs to come out and prove it now. He needs to show everybody what he's. We all know what Tavernier's got. He's not any defensive qualities, but he's definitely got ability and qualities going forward and scoring goals and setting goals up. He's just not been doing it. So hopefully it clicks for the boy. He deserves it. He deserves to click for him. Know what I mean? Because he's no. I'll give him his due. He's no hiding. He's definitely no hiding. There's other players that you could actually point that finger at and go, I don't think you're totally committed. Well, you can't say that with Tav. Tav is. I believe the boy appreciates what he's got at Rangers and what Rangers have done for him. So I'm sticking. I still don't think he's a brilliant defender, but I'm no abandoning him. I'm not saying no, get rid of him. If a brilliant offer comes in, every player's up for sale. Let's be honest about it. If the right offer comes in. So apart from that, the boy will come back. He will definitely come back. And it will be the strangest thing in the world. It'll be a silly wee thing that will happen. It will just trigger him. You know yourself, when you're off form, all of a sudden you pull a ball out of the sky and all of a sudden your confidence just zooms. It's as simple as that. It doesn't take rocket science or something marvellous to happen. It's just simple things. With forwards, it's usually a goal.
I think the form and the confidence comes back if you're fit, mate. And my view is he's got a niggle in his groin, mate. And it's affected.
You might be right, mate. You might be right. I'm not saying no, but you might be right. You'd like to. Well, yeah, that's strange going to say this. You might think you might like it to be that way because you wouldn't like to think he wasn't injured and he's playing like that. So you're looking for you're injured. I'd like to think they had carrying an injury, he's overly injury, and he'll start playing well. Let's put it that way, because we definitely need them off iron. Come on, they will come back. I'm not saying even through hope. I know they will come back. Apart from the ones that have checked out, you've checked out. That's just one of the things. It's happened in every team. And it will happen in every team in the future as well. You can't control that. If a player just wants to check out, he'll check out, and that's the end of it. But it's up to the management to fathom that out and go, well, you'll be at the club sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, if it's a good player like Kent and Morelos and Kamara, if they check out, they check out. I mean, what do you do? You can't all of a sudden motivate them back in.
The Classy was louder up, wasn't it?
I mean, there's a superb player, an absolutely brilliant player who did check out as well. We should have let him go when he wanted to go instead of that carry on to try and keep him. It cost us millions and millions of pounds in the end up, trying to keep him and keep him happy. And he was never going to be happy because he wanted to do it. So, the funny thing about it is he went away, if you remember right.
6 months. 6 months.
Aye, within months he was away. Admitted to himself, within even weeks and months he was away, he knew he made the wrong decision. I mean, the odd day, Gascoigne had done it as well. He knew he'd done the wrong decision driving down the motorway. And he go, I knew when I was walking away from Ibrox, this is the wrong move. But a lot of these players don't realise it until the other way. But too late then, isn't it? And they think, I'll get back. as far as I'm concerned, once you leave, you leave. You know what I mean?
No.
Even if you get back, it's never the same. Usually, it's never the same.
Well, it was the same with you with that supermodel. Second time around, it wasn't quite the same, was it?
Oh, that's what she said. And then she remembered it wasn't that good the first time.
Anyway, give us a team.
The team is McGregor, Tavernier, King, Davis, Ridman, Sands, Lundstrom, Tillman, Kent, Jolak, Sakala.
Substitutes of McLaughlin, Davis, Matondo, Morelos, Wright, McCann, Barisic, Arfield and Devine. No a centre half on the bench. Does that shows you how light we are there?
Oh, definitely, mate. I will always get Barisic.
All right, okay. Two defenders. Yeah, obviously we'd have to shuffle it around, but listen, Leon King's getting some experience, isn't he?
Oh, aye, definitely. Good for the boy. I see that game on Wednesday. If I was the coaches, I would keep that game. That's your benchmark, son. We're going to show you every 3 months. We'll show you that game back, and then we'll show you the most recent game you played, and we'll see the improvement you're making. It's a good benchmark for that boy, because he did play all right on Wednesday night. Don't get me wrong. These players, they scored 2 goals, blah, blah. He could have got to maybe one of them. Blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on and on. But he's only 18 years of age, but he did play overall. As long as he was on the park, I thought he played all right, the boy. Really. For being 18, oh, come on, you got to give him some credit.
18 in that position, mate. It's 18, it's the position, mate. You know, you have your forward players that rely on service and can make runs and don't get it. And there's no hiding place there, is there? Centre back, no. You're right in front line now. Aye. So who do you see being the main players today, mate, with that team, with the starting 11?
Who's going to be our main players?
Aye.
Well, Sholak, obviously, you know what I mean, for the goals. But I think Tillman needs to come in. Lundstrom definitely needs to come to the party. We Sakala as well. At the back, I think Davis marshalling the defence and marshalling the young boys. I think it's crucial, absolutely crucial, that he marshals the young. And he did. Again, I mean, I laughed at people criticising him against Napoli. He's got a 20-year-old and an 8-year-old each side of him, and a 20-year-old in front of him as well. And you're saying to yourself, give the guy a break. Come on. Against a first top-class team, you know what I mean? Behave. I thought he'd done all right. In fact, I think he's done all right since he came into the team, to be honest with you. So I think he's got a big part to play to marshal them at the back. And McGregor.
I'm hoping that they don't influence the game, Albert.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the guys that influence the game are Sakala, Tillman, Kent, and Cholak, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, mate. That's true. That means you're on top. That means you're creating chances, you're scoring goals. That's what that means. But realistically, you're going to say, they've all got their party play. Put it this way, nobody can hide today. You've all got to come to the party. Mm-hmm. Because they're up for it. I mean, I caught a couple of minutes of that Clown Goodman's interview, just by chance. It was on Sky Sport. And he's selling it to the players he's brought up as test yourself. You're up for England. Test yourself against Rangers. They've got a right few internationals in that team. So that's what he's selling them. You're on the telly. Sell yourself. Now, if you want to move away from us, this is the games you need to show up, because this is a UEFA Cup finalist team you're up against here. This is a huge club. So that's the way he's selling it to them. So I dare say they would charge them about like maniacs and flying into crazy tackles as normal. It's not something we've not seen for Aberdeen before, is it?
No. What you said is factual, right enough. Maybe we need to start remembering we're a better team than what we've showed, mate.
Oh, we're a big scalp. I don't think these players realise how big a scalp we are. Even in Europe, by the way, we're a big scalp, because we were the finalists of Europa Cup last year. And I think they've sleptwalked themselves into the Champions League. No understanding. We're considered a big scalp. They'll talk about us, the daft pundits and the people, the washed up players that can't influence a game anymore. They talk about we'll be the underdogs and all that. But if the players walked out with the attitude going, no, we deserve to be here. We deserve our place in this competition. I think you'd have seen a different performance altogether. But some of them don't believe it. Some of them don't believe and understand who they're playing for. You're playing for Rangers. What really annoyed me, Ox, to be honest with you, see any Rangers player that I've ever known, you don't get in all other teams like Kent wanting Liverpool jerseys and crap like that. Rangers players don't do that. They just, come on, we are Glasgow Rangers. Christ's sake, man. Last thing you want to watch is your team being in awe of another team. I don't care who you're playing, Maradona, Messi, Pele, Ronaldo. I don't care who you're playing. You don't be in awe of them.
Aye. And if you do want somebody's jersey, there's a time and a place, isn't there?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Out the public eye. Absolutely. Do what you want inside that ground. I don't care. But don't do it out in that part. Show respect to the support. Show respect to the shirt you're wearing.
Right, let's hear from you. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from
you. Okay. McGregor, Tavernier, King, Davis, Ben Davis that is, Ridvan, Sands, Lundstrom, Tillman, Fashion Jr., Kent and Cholak. Fashion, where do you stand in that one?
I like the wee guy. I do. I like the wee guy for one simple thing. I don't. All his smile and his enthusiasm and all that. I like him because he scores goals and he creates goals and he creates havoc as well. Sometimes in your own team, but mostly against the opposition. He scores goals. Said last night, if you put half of the appearances, if you go at half of the appearances that Kent go and you put the two figures together, you'll see it. It'll be as plain as their own nose in your face. If that wee guy had half the appearance Kent, I would guarantee that wee guy would be sitting on about 10 goals and about 15 assists. No bother. But people don't like him for their own reasons. We never find out why Van Bronckhorst doesn't like him. He doesn't look pretty. He doesn't look, as a football player, he doesn't play his pretty type of football that he sees in his seat. That's what I'm thinking. But I just like players that score goals, mate. I like players that influence games. I don't care how awkward you look, and I don't care if you go, he's not the best, is he? Does he influence the game? Aye. Oh, he's definitely, his name's mentioned in every game. He's in the Kent. You can forget about Kent's on the park, right? I mean, that guy's a champion of West of Scotland. He can go on a park and you can forget he's actually on the park altogether. He's unbelievable. So I like people like Sakala influences things. He really does. He gets involved. Sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad, but he's involved in a game.
I'll accept he's not got the greatest touch, but when you've seen Wright's first touch on Wednesday night, and I'll accept that he's not the most cultured football player, but what he gives you everything he's got, and he's unorthodox, mate. He's going to do some wonderful things, and he's going to do things that are frustrating, but, well, that's wingers, that's forwards, If they all played orthodoxly and didn't do things that are unusual, they might not be the players they are.
That's it. You got to let them express themselves. I mean, most of the time, wingers don't know what they're going to do, so you can't sort of coach a winger into doing things, because most of the times wingers can go by 4 and 5 players and whip one in or put one in the top corner. And if you sat them down later on and went, how did you do that? And be truthful now, they'll tell you a clue. A clue just did it. It just came, and that just every split second just came natural to me. But if the ones that come out and say, well, I was thinking about that, as soon as you say you're thinking about a thing on a football park, you're telling lies, no? I mean, it just happens. You either can do it, especially the wingers. You just do it. Don't think about it. Just go and do it. And if we see Callers like that, he just goes and does it. Just up he'll go. Sometimes he'll walk by 3 players. I love when he cuts in, but watch when he cuts in for the right and the way he accelerates away for players. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. You're going, that's the drive I'm looking for. I'm looking for that drive for Kent, Sakala, Matondo, Wright, Lundstrom, Tillman. No, I mean, I'm looking for that drive. That's the drive I'm talking about. Drive forward. Drive the players' way. They're actually struggling to stop, To see that horseshoeing back and forward, that's easy. Any team in the world, I mean, I've said it before, you can train shaved apes to play that. No, I mean, defend against that. It's too easy. But if you start driving at people and your winger start taking people on in the right, and there's another one, in the right areas of the park, that boy Kent's got a habit now of taking people in the wrong areas of the park. We've spoke about this before. He done it again on Wednesday night, and you're saying to yourself, you lose the ball, Elson, you've set them up, you've set that whole attack up. Don't lose the ball. But you shouldn't even be taking the chance and try to dribble in a stupid area of the park. Want you to dribble, definitely want you to dribble, but dribble towards their area, up that end to the park. Make them run on the back foot, make them back half for you. Push yourself and push them into the rain 18-yard box. But all of a sudden he gets back to our box and run about our area and he starts to want to jink by people and you're being, no the time for that, son. It's pass your way out or just clear the ball, one or the other, but don't dribble. Just don't. Caught in possession too often in the wrong areas of the park. Anyway.
Did you mention trained chimps there?
Shave Daves, mate. You can fucking
Shave Daves. All right.
I'm swearing there. I'm swearing.
Funny you should say that. We'll be joined by Andy Felix. How are we doing, Andy?
Good afternoon, guys.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Old. I just thought we put in a result there right enough. I'm a bit scunnered with what's going on like we're all at the moment. I don't even really know what team I was expecting there. I get the couple. The Tillman worries me. I know he's got a wee bit, but against these, he could quite easily see what he usually does and trade away. Hopefully no. I'm a bit concerned that out of the bench that Lowry's not sitting on it. I think we'll have to start introducing him at some time. I'm more or less worrying that, well, why is he not on the bench? He picked up a wee injury again.
I think he's going to go and play for the B team, mate. Get more minutes, mate. That's my understanding.
That's not right. He should be on that bench and being introduced into the first team, especially with the way we're playing and the players that they've got coming in after the guys that are injured. It's no good. We're not going to find out anything about him doing that. We sent him to the B team the last time and he ended up with a broken leg. I'm not saying he could get that in the first team, but no, he needs to be getting introduced into the team now. We need to start acting and act properly here. Not, just two guys playing injured, which we all know that's injured, that we're constantly getting lied about that are not injured against this mob. Well, and if they are injured as well, they're going to break down. They're going to have longer injuries, like McAllister and all that. It's worrying. I think the old club from top to bottom, there's something drastically wrong there. You know what I mean? But I hope they come out today, get a bit of pride. You see, we win today and we win well. That only we have to go on an 8 or 9 run game in the league, to make sure that we're not winning, because he's one game away from disaster. Whatever game it is, whether it's this game, St Mirren, St Johnstone, any points dropped and he's away. There's no comeback there. So he's got to go on some kind of run, and the players have got to play for him, which I genuinely believe they're letting him down. They don't want to play for him after him.
Maybe the fans think that, but it only matters what the board of directors think, But
well, yeah, it does. I think the board won't act because they're wanting out, so they ain't going to shell money out like that. So we're going to be stuck to do. But as you said the other week, there, you keep leaving him there. These results and this kind of performances happen, you're going to do damage. That we can't get rid of him, but we can't get rid of him. Where's that going to leave the club eventually? Well, I'm really worried, me. I'm not scared. When you're hearing all the Rangers fans are hurting now, you know what I mean?
It's no all Rangers fans, mate. It's no all Rangers fans. But they speak to a lot on here, on here. But I'm picking up, and I'm not having a go at Andy when I say this. I'm getting a pattern that people want us to get beat. We're fans want us to get beat so they can say, "I told you so." Yeah, I've never understood that mentality. If I don't like a player, I don't like Hadji. I didn't think Hadji was ever good enough for us, and he used to frustrate me. But I had to doff my hat and say that we'd done some wonderful things that, the boys got ability, yeah.
I mean, I keep saying this as well. See, when I say I don't like a player like Barisic and Tar can't defend and Golson's dithering and all the rest of it, all the things that I say negative towards a player, I want every single one of their players to ram it right down my throat. I want every one of their players to be a success. Honestly, I do. And if I could actually go and help them to be a success, I would do it. No, I mean, I'm no attacking these players because I want to attack these players. I'm only pointing out that these players aren't good enough for Glasgow Rangers. That's all I'm saying. They might be good players for other clubs, but for Glasgow Rangers, it's a different set of standards you've got up here. for us anyway. So I want to be proved wrong, honestly I do. And when I'm not proved wrong, I'll talk like you. I'll put my hands up and say, look, that boy proved me wrong, and thank God he did.
What team would you have picked today, Andy?
You know, to be honest with you, let me just get it straight. I never want any of my teams to get beat. Ox, never in any ever take any joy out of that. I know you didn't, but I just want to put. If anybody's listening to it think I want that, there's no way. That's not the way I was brought up. You know what I mean? I want my teams to win all the time.
Exactly.
But I agree with Albert. Like I say, if I don't think the player's doing it for it, look, we do it as supporting the club. You know, so we expect the players to go out and just play for the club. That's all we're asking. If we get beat, that's fair enough. But go out and play with some heart and leave yourself on the pack. Big Aitley said that many years ago. We said it as fans for years. Just leave it out on the pack and we'll do everything we can in our sides to get you right. But to be honest with you, I'm not confused now with injuries, what that is. I don't really know. I get what's happening in the midfield there today. Those injuries determine that we can't bring players in that you would bring in or that you would play. Again, I'll go back to that Tillman, man. He frightens me to death. When he's not in the game, that's bad. The Kent one, well, you know what I think about him. But he's got nobody to challenge him. That's his problem. There's nobody in there that can come and replace him, you know?
Matondo.
No.
Let's be polite. The boy's a project. Albert.
Aye, do you think that project will work?
That's very polite, mate. That's very polite. You're cutting him a lot of slack there. The boy really needs to do a lot more.
Listen, I do a lot of projects. Look what I do for the Kearney community. Andy for Leeds, Alex Kelly. Carry on over there.
And you're doing a fine job there. A fine job. One of the things, Andy, I would say is a lot of the support are getting confused here, myself as well, because we're sort of heating everything together and we're all getting depressed about it and the club's rotting for tap. It's no. Let's separate all this out. The board are doing a good job. The board has got the club secure. The board has got its own level playing field here. So this is getting nothing to do with the board. Leave the board out of this. We need to look at the football department. It's only the football department. It's not functioning properly at the moment. That's all. Now, it maybe come round. It will be functioning. We might get a break, and a lot of these players will come back sooner rather than later. It might turn out okay. Who knows? But as it stands at the moment, it's a shambles. It's a total and utter shambles. Now, Van Bronckhorst, I'm not calling for his head. The guy will get himself sacked. He keeps saying some stupid things if he keeps it up. Now, he picked this team today, and I would say, out of all his choices, this is one of his more sensible teams today. Now, if it doesn't win the day, well, you could say, well, that's just hard luck. That's just the way it goes. But what he's done is, what's available, he's put round pegs and round holes now. That's a start for me. That's definitely a start for me. Right. Now we'll go and see. He's giving some of the young boys a chance. He's brought in the summer signing that we've spent £5 million on. He's giving them a chance. He's put Sands into the midfield. Where Southside's been telling us for months that the boy should be playing in midfield. We'll see how he gets on. And I'm expecting the boy to do well in there, by the way, because I don't know. I don't think he's a £4 million player, but I like the boy. There's something about this boy that I quite like. He's got character and he's no fear. Right. So all of that is all positive. We're doing things right. We're just having a bit of luck at the times. Okay, some decisions are crazy. Okay, some of the checked too. But that will all even itself out. Kent will only get away with this for so long. So will Morelos. Morelos and Kent and Kamara, they'll only get away with it for so long, and it's a case of they're the door. Chat, ta-ta. Either you just come back into form and show commitment to this club, or there's the door. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Thanks for your help, but see you later. The point I was really making is separate it, and it's only the football department that's malfunctioning at the moment, and there's some silly things that Ross Wilson's been doing in there, and he needs to carry the can for it. I'm sorry, but he is in charge of that, and that's including the manager and anybody else that goes wrong in there. It's his problem. It's no Van Bronckhorst's problem that the whole football department's no working, like the transfers and blah blah blah, no working properly. The injuries. I mean, he signed injured players. That's no Van Bronckhorst's problem. You're sitting going, why is your sporting director actually sanctioning signing injured players? Just go straight to the treatment room. Don't bother getting near the training facilities. Just go straight to the treatment room. It's bonkers, mate. Totally bonkers. So I've separated it. I'm no in the board's case for any shape, form or size. They've left us. They're not left us anyway. I don't even think they want out. I think this is just silly paper talk now that the board are wanting to abandon ship. I don't think for a minute today. But they've got us into a stable situation. So it's just the football department. Let's get this sorted out. And Wilson needs to answer the questions, mate. Sorry for ranting.
Yeah. No, listen, I totally agree there, right? Enough like that, separating it, but the board, right, have got us into a good position, but they're treating us with contempt of late, and they're actually throwing back at us as well. Do you know, in my opinion?
Based on what? They made a mistake.
Based on what? Right, the way they spoke, it was important that we don't. What was it he said in that Chambers thing, that Robinson? It's important that we don't let we're tradition and arrested hold us back. Talking to us with contempt. That stuff that Bisgrove come out with as well. And that other, what's his name, Bennett. I wasn't buying all that stuff. There's an AGM coming up. If you honestly think that board is doing right for us in the last few months, then I'm missing something. I'm not having that. They've got contempt for the Rangers support, in my opinion. I'll tell you, and stuff that they're doing. The Australia debacle, the no being back, all that kind of stuff. Are you saying that's right? Are you saying that they're talking is right? They're saying a kidda? Not me. I'm not let by all that. They've done good for the board, but they've still done a lot of shit as well. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't buy that. Well, you might think I'm wrong. I think I'm right.
No. They made a mistake with they made it. If you listen to this show back then, we made our views very plain about it. The Australia trip was a mistake. Maybe we could have, young GB, when he said we could have bought another player with it, maybe he was right, the millions of quid. Maybe he was right and the rest of us were wrong. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It was you know what you say, you can't please everybody, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't like. All right, that's how I see it.
What else has happened?
There's plenty happened, but you don't get, listen, right, you've got a board, haven't you? And you got this guy Wilson, which I agree with all by there. Yeah, listen, there's no point getting rid of Gio if you don't get rid of Wilson, because the next manager's going to have the same problem. But that board sanctioned some of these deals that you're bringing into the club. It's enough effect from down the top. The board turns in and Wilson goes, I've got a player here. That board sanctions that money. Whenever we can see the problems that they're bringing into that club, half of them are injured before they come in.
What players this summer, mate? What players this summer?
This summer that they brought in? Mm-hmm. Well, half of them are not playing, are they? Tillman's alone, isn't he? But 5 million, if they put 5 million by for him, we've got a problem.
Redvan is playing. Albert, help me out. Who's playing today? He's the team. Redvan's playing. Davis is playing.
He's only playing today. He's only playing the last couple of games.
Yeah?
He's only playing the last couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason we're in problems.
Andy, hold on, wait a minute, Andy. I know you're passionate about it, mate. I really do. But you got to cut that. You got to look at the board. Okay, they might overcharge with tickets. Okay, they might have done the Australian thing wrong, but get rectified. They shouldn't have took it in the first place. I agree with all that. But the bottom line is, Andy, we've got X amount of money coming in, and we've got X amount of money going out. That's what the board's there to do. They stabilise the club, mate. They've got us in a situation where we're stable again. We might even break even this year or next year, which is fantastic. We're bringing players in. Okay, the recruitment's not been brilliant. It's not been brilliant, but the recruitment for this summer is yet to prove or fail itself. Hopefully it'll prove itself, because some of them, as you pointed out, are injured. That's wrong, bringing injured players. I agree with you that, Andy. You're 100% with me.
Who did they bring in injured?
Sure.
No, you remember. See, this is it.
He played one game, but he was injured. He was injured.
So, were we not told that Suter had a problem when he came in? They knew about it, but they played him in a couple of games.
You get your facts right about Suter. Suter didn't come to our club with the injury. Suter's injury was caused at our club.
Well, I know you're going to say.
He had injuries at the past, yeah?
No. He played against Livingston, he went half, and he went half injured, and then they done something to him. That was after that.
He didn't come with the same injury. It was caused at our club.
Yeah, well, again, we don't get hearing that. We don't know that for fact.
Yeah, we're nitpicking.
They wouldn't say it anyway, would they? Would never come out and openly admit that.
No, and they shouldn't, because the boys entitled to. his respect for his personal and his medical, what everybody else is. Yeah, your employer can't go out and tell everybody what's wrong with you.
No, I mean, you're shooting yourself in the foot if you are going to get it, you know what I mean? Because potentially we've got to move him on in the future, so why are we going to advertise it?
So we brought in Suter, and there's an argument that maybe even Gerrard was involved in that because it goes that far back. That was last January we signed Suter. This summer, Davis came in, hadn't done a pre-season, granted, so he took a bit of time to get up. We missed him. Ridvan's a young boy. Could be a project, could be a good player, might be a dud. Only time will tell. He's still got a nice touch. Tillman does some wonderful things, and it's definitely a project. He's learning his trade. He's young. Lawrence got injured, yeah, and Cholak's been a success this summer. Andy, our hit rate's not been too bad. Potentially.
Lawrence, by the way, had a lot of problems down at where he was playing injury-wise, and if you look at his record, he ain't played a lot of games.
Did you look at how many games he played last year? We've already done this, mate.
I know, but before he'd missed quite a few. You keep saying look right down the this and that. What I was looking, he ain't played that many games over the length of time he's been playing football. So you keep telling me about averages and all these stats and all that. So I just look at that. I'm just going on that. Look, I think Lawrence could be all right. I ain't got a problem with him. I certainly don't want him on the bench. Because look what's happened to the team. It looked like he was going to be a main player there that made the team click, for want of another word. But that's gone now till he comes back. We've got guys on the book that we need to get rid of.
He was at Derby 5 seasons and played 180 league games. No bad all there.
Oh, I've not got a problem with Lawrence at all. I mean, I think Lawrence will be, as Andy said, I think he'll be a cracker. I really do.
I'll just get you the cup games as well. He played, Andy. Do you want them as well?
look, you can dig as much as you want. What I'm saying in my team, well, okay then, let's put it another way. We've got Elander, Ruth and Jack, and we kept them all the time. Why didn't we just pay them up? You could save money there to bring a bit of quality of player.
If you pay them up,
that's not common sense, is it?
If you pay them up, mate, if Highlander's on 26 grand a week and he's got a year left his contract, you need to give him 1.3 million.
So we keep paying him out for wages for sitting on the bench. The devil in the deep blue sea, isn't it?
Oh, Per, help me out here. Where are you going to get these millions of quid?
It's one of these things, Andy. You can't get rid of them. They're here. They're on contracts. They're on wages. They're not going anywhere. They're not going unless somebody's stupid enough to come in and go, "We'll give you $5 million for Helander," and we'll say to Helander, "We'll give you double what you're on at Rangers." Oh, he's off and everybody's happy. But that's fantasy land. Nobody's going to do that, isn't it? Because the boy's got a record injury, and that's a point I thought you were going to make there, Andy. Is okay. This summer signings, we'll find out soon enough what they're all going to work out. Right? Well, we'll find out this season. There's no doubt about it. But it's the fact that we're signed too many players with a history of injury. That's one. I think that's the point we're really trying to make. And Suter and all them fall into that. Helander falls into that. Roof falls into that. Ramsey fell into that. So Jack knew is in it. He never was an injury-prone player till he came to Rangers, and it was that keeper at Motherwell stood in his knee. You remember that game?
Just be quickly, Tom Lawrence's last 6 years, including Ipswich Town, 36 league games, 44 league games, 39 league games, 40 league games, 23 wasn't great, and 39 last year. Yeah?
Yeah. Sorry,
Andy.
Well, that's fair enough, right? If you come into this, that's I can't say. But all I'm saying is, right, is that's the point I'm trying to make, is what Olberg just said, right, is that somebody at the top is getting that badly wrong, bringing all these players that have got an history are injury prone. So you've got to find a way. I know that the contracts will run on down, but you have to find out. These guys are not going to play for Rangers again, or going to be anything going for. They'll play an odd game. Your Elanders, your Roofs, your Jack, they're finished.
They'll not leave the club to their contracts.
No, they won't, because they'll take the money. I get all that. It's my frustration that's coming out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get all that, Andy. Andy, I agree with you. These players, we can't take the chance. And you take every, as Oxford keeps pointing out, every player you sign, you're taking a chance on. Every player, you just don't know how they're going to work out. Some day, some don't. Blah blah blah. But what we shouldn't be doing?
Again, he signed for us.
But what we shouldn't be doing is signing players with a history of injuries. That's mad. That's mental, mate. And that we've got a history of doing that.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening, afternoon, sorry. It's time to go and watch our team play and hope they
One a
win.
teddy bear.
Me and Albert are cheering them on as usual, yeah? Hoping they win.
Yep. Absolutely, mate, absolutely.
Last word for your good self, Andrew.
Well, let's just get out there, put a result in and try and turn this round. You know, a good win from a good performance from the majority of the players might help them to go on to the next game and then build it up. That's what we need to do. We can't keep labouring about.
Andy, you go and sit down, take that flak jacket off and have yourself a half, mate.
Oh, 8 weeks. 8 weeks dry here. 8 weeks dry, all bit.
Oh, is that a good thing, aye?
I don't know, because my blood pressure's going through.
Is that a good thing in a sign of mental illness?
You used to be a lot happier.
Look, I want us to win like everybody. You know that. You know what I mean? I just get frustrated, man. You know what I mean? And I just see them letting us down. Look, I know, it's not just me. It's the millions of Rangers fans around the world.
Shut up. It's time to go. Right.
All right. Catch you later, guys.
Right. Cheers.
Cheers, Andy.
We'll be back
Bye-bye.
15 minutes after the final whistle. Take it away, all snowboard.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard, we've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Successful team in football, with Scotland's gallant few, who times they have been hard, we've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park.